Exploring the Depths of the Book of Wisdom by Harry B. Joseph, Part 16. Welcome back to Positive Vortex, your source for uplifting and enlightening content. In Part 16 of our exploration of the Book of Wisdom by Harry B. Joseph, we delve into chapters 41, 42, and 43, where we uncover profound insights into flat earth cosmology, the concept of the firmament, and the symbolism of early Christian art related to the firmament. Chapter 41, Flat Earth, sheds light on the ancient belief in a flat, disc-shaped Earth, as well as the symbolism and significance attached to this cosmological concept. Chapter 42, About the Firmament, explores the theological and symbolic implications of the firmament, a concept found in biblical cosmology and depicted in various forms of art and architecture throughout history. Chapter 43, Early Christian Art of the Firmament, examines the artistic representations of the firmament in early Christian art, revealing the spiritual and theological significance attributed to this celestial element in Christian iconography. Join us as we uncover the deeper meanings behind these timeless teachings and their relevance to our understanding of the universe and spiritual truth. Be sure to catch up on previous parts of this series to fully appreciate the journey of wisdom we are undertaking. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video to show your support. If you're interested in exploring the Book of Wisdom further, the link to purchase your own copy is provided in the description below. Stay tuned for more enlightening content, and thank you for being part of our positive community of seekers and learners. Chapters. Now, let's delve further into our exploration of the Book of Wisdom. Chapter 41, Flat Earth. In Chapter 41 of the Book of Wisdom, several symbols and images are explored in relation to the concept of the flat earth. 1. United Nations logo. The United Nations logo features a flat earth map as a symbol of global unity and cooperation. This imagery suggests that the idea of a flat earth is not only ancient but also holds significance in modern society. 2. Hitler's use of flat earth maps. The book discusses Adolf Hitler's purported use of flat earth maps, indicating that the belief in a flat earth has had historical influence and significance beyond mere conjecture. 3. Paul Aries symbol. Paul Aries, also known as the North Star, is depicted as an 8-pointed star. This symbolizes our position within the world of space and time, with Paul Aries being the center and highest star. The 8 points of space and time are represented by the 8 points of the star. 4. Compass. The compass, often featuring an 8-pointed star design, is highlighted as a tool that points towards Paul Aries, the center of the Earth. This symbolizes navigation and orientation in the physical world, as well as metaphorically guiding individuals towards spiritual enlightenment and understanding. Overall, these symbols serve to illustrate the enduring significance of the flat earth concept and its representation in various aspects of human culture and history. They also point to deeper philosophical and spiritual themes related to humanity's place in the cosmos and the quest for knowledge and understanding. Firmament. In the exploration of cosmology within Chapter 41 of the Book of Wisdom, several symbols and concepts related to the firmament and celestial realms are discussed. 1. Stars with no light pollution. When observing the night sky without light pollution, one can see the firmament clearly. This refers to the visible expanse of the sky, especially at night, where stars, planets, and other celestial bodies appear to be situated. 2. Egyptian sky god Nut. In Egyptian mythology, Nut is the sky goddess who is often depicted as a woman arched over the earth, with her body representing the vault of the heavens. She is seen as symbolizing the firmament or celestial dome that encompasses the earth. 3. Freemasonic Royal Arch. The Royal Arch is a significant symbol in Freemasonry, representing the celestial vault or firmament. It is often depicted as an arched gateway or portal, signifying the passage to higher spiritual knowledge and enlightenment. 4. Mayan Cosmos. The Mayans had their own cosmological beliefs, which often included the concept of a celestial realm or firmament. Their cosmology was complex and intertwined with their religious beliefs, with celestial bodies such as the sun, moon, and stars playing crucial roles in their mythology and rituals. 5. Hebrew Cosmos. Similarly, the Hebrew cosmology, as depicted in Jewish religious texts such as the Torah and the Talmud, includes the concept of a firmament separating the waters above from the waters below. This firmament is considered a fundamental aspect of the divine order and creation. Overall, these symbols and concepts underscore the universal human fascination with the heavens and the belief in a higher celestial realm beyond the earth. They also reflect the diverse cultural interpretations and mythologies surrounding the nature of the cosmos and humanity's place within it.
One of the strangest places on the ocean's floor was only just discovered in the 1990s. I might agree as one of a handful of people to ever see it in person.
Without a doubt, one of the most amazing things that I had ever seen in the bottom of the ocean. It was while filming for Blue Planet. It was in the Gulf of Mexico. And I noticed there's something out in the distance. Couldn't tell exactly what, but it looked like a dark band. And as we approached it, the dark band became a donut. I saw this donut that was black in the center. What the heck is that? And so, as we get closer and closer to it, I noticed that the black band had what appeared to be kind of steam over it. And then I looked, and there was water lapping against the shoreline. This band was a ring of mussels. And inside the ring of mussels was a lake. And it's like, wait a minute, I'm already underwater. We went out over the water in this lake and tried to descend in it and bounced off. It was so super saline and dense that the submarine couldn't go down in it. We literally bounced off, and as we bounced off, we sent ripples heading back to the shoreline. It was insane. I've never seen anything like it.
Genesis 1 verses 6 to 8, and God said, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water." So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was so. God called the vault sky. And there was evening, and there was morning the second day. Genesis 1 verses 6 to 8 describes the creation of the firmament or vault, which separates the waters below from the waters above. 1. Creation of the vault. God commands the creation of a vault or firmament to separate the waters below, presumably the seas or waters on earth, from the waters above, perhaps a celestial ocean or reservoir. This indicates a division between terrestrial and celestial realms. 2. Separation of waters. God creates the firmament and separates the waters under it from the waters above it. This implies a clear distinction between the earthly waters and the celestial waters, establishing a boundary between the two realms. 3. Naming of the vault. God names the vault sky, or heaven, signifying its role as the expanse above the earth where celestial bodies reside. This establishes the sky as a distinct entity and marks the completion of the second day of creation. Overall, this passage emphasizes the divine act of establishing order and separation within the cosmos, creating distinct realms for terrestrial and celestial elements. It sets the stage for further acts of creation described in the subsequent days. Job 37 verses 18 to 19, As thou, with him, spread out the sky, wast thou his assistant in spreading out the sky, like a canopy, over the earth. Which is strong, which, though it be very thin and transparent, yet is also firm, and compact, and steadfast. As a molten looking-glass, made of brass and steel, as the manner then was. Job 37 verses 18 to 19 presents a vivid description of the sky or firmament. 1. Spreading out the sky. The passage rhetorically questions whether Job had a role in spreading out the sky, comparing it to a canopy stretched over the earth. This imagery portrays the vast expanse of the sky, likening it to a protective covering or tent. 2. Strength of the sky. Despite its apparent thinness and transparency, the sky is described as strong, firm, and steadfast. This highlights the paradoxical nature of the sky, which appears delicate but is resilient and unyielding. 3. Comparison to molten looking-glass. The sky is likened to a molten looking-glass or mirror made of brass and steel. This comparison suggests a reflective quality to the sky, perhaps referencing its ability to reflect light or its appearance as a shimmering surface. Overall, these verses underscore the awe-inspiring majesty of the sky, portraying it as a resilient yet ethereal expanse that covers the earth like a protective canopy. The imagery evokes a sense of wonder and reverence for the natural world. Quran, Surat at-Talaq, verse 12, says that Allah created 7 heavens and of the earth, the like of them. The command descends among them so you may know that Allah is over all things competent and that Allah has encompassed all things in knowledge. Quran, Surat at-Talaq, verse 12, emphasizes the divine creation and comprehensive knowledge of Allah. Allah is the one who created 7 heavens and of the earth, the like of them. His command descends among them so you may know that Allah is over all things competent and that Allah has encompassed all things in knowledge. This verse highlights several key points. 1. Creation of the 7 heavens. Allah is credited with the creation of the 7 heavens, symbolizing the celestial realms above the earth. This imagery reflects the vastness and complexity of the universe, which is under divine control. 2. Parallelism with earth. The verse draws a parallel between the heavens and the earth, suggesting that Allah's creative power extends to both realms. This reinforces the idea of divine sovereignty over all aspects of existence. 3. Divine command. The descent of Allah's command among the heavens and the earth signifies his ongoing involvement and authority over creation. This command is a manifestation of his will and control over the universe. 4. Divine omniscience. The verse concludes by emphasizing Allah's competence and comprehensive knowledge. It highlights his awareness and understanding of all things, indicating his divine wisdom and authority. Overall, Surat at-Talaq, verse 12, underscores the divine attributes of Allah as the creator, sovereign, and knower of all things, emphasizing his supremacy and authority over the heavens and the earth. Chapter 42, about the firmament. In biblical cosmology, the firmament is depicted as a vast solid dome, created by God on the 2nd day of creation. This firmament serves to divide the primal waters into upper and lower portions, establishing a structure for the cosmos. Here are some details on how the firmament is represented across various contexts. 1. The Royal Arch of Freemasonry. Freemasonry incorporates symbolism related to the firmament, often depicted in rituals and ceremonies through the Royal Arch. This arch symbolizes the celestial dome or firmament, representing the boundary between the earthly and heavenly realms. 2. George Washington statue under firmament. Depictions of George Washington, such as statues or paintings, sometimes feature imagery placing him under a symbolic representation of the firmament. This positioning signifies his place within the earthly realm under the watchful gaze of divine providence. 3. Crown Court in the UK. The architectural design of buildings like the Crown Court in the UK may incorporate elements reminiscent of the firmament. Domes or ceilings resembling the heavens symbolize the overarching presence of divine order and authority. 4. Ancient churches and buildings. Throughout history, churches and other sacred buildings have often been constructed with domes or ceilings resembling the firmament. These architectural features serve as symbolic representations of the celestial dome, reflecting the connection between the earthly and heavenly realms. 5. Walt Disney symbol. Symbols associated with Walt Disney, such as the iconic Cinderella castle, may also incorporate elements reminiscent of the firmament. These symbols often convey themes of magic, imagination, and the transcendent, echoing the celestial symbolism of the firmament. 6. Ancient paintings. Artworks from various cultures and time periods often depict the sky with imagery suggestive of the firmament. Paintings may portray celestial scenes with domed or arched structures representing the heavens, conveying a sense of cosmic order and divinity. Overall, the representation of the firmament in various cultural and symbolic contexts underscores its significance as a fundamental element in cosmological and religious beliefs, serving to connect the earthly realm with the divine and celestial spheres. Chapter 43, Early Christian Art of Firmament. In Chapter 43 of the Book of Wisdom, the exploration delves into early Christian art, shedding light on the symbolic and theological significance embedded in these ancient artworks. Here are some key points and details regarding early Christian art. 1. Iconography of Jesus Christ. Early Christian art often features depictions of Jesus Christ, portraying various aspects of his life, teachings, and divine nature. These images serve as focal points for worship, meditation, and theological reflection within Christian communities. 2. Symbols and allegories. Early Christian artists utilized symbols and allegorical imagery to convey theological concepts and teachings. Common symbols include the Chi-Rho, the fish, Ichus, the lamb, the good shepherd, and the anchor, each carrying rich theological significance related to Christ's identity, salvation, and the Christian faith. 3. Biblical scenes and stories. Early Christian artworks frequently depict scenes and stories from the Bible, particularly those related to the life of Jesus Christ, the Virgin Mary, and the Apostles. These visual narratives serve to educate, inspire, and reinforce the Christian faith among believers. 4. Mosaics and frescoes. Mosaics and frescoes were popular artistic mediums in early Christian art, adorning the walls and ceilings of churches, basilicas, and catacombs. These intricate and vibrant artworks depict biblical narratives, saints, martyrs, and scenes from Christian history, contributing to the spiritual ambience and visual splendor of sacred spaces. 5. Catacomb art. The catacombs of Rome and other regions contain some of the earliest examples of Christian art, including frescoes, sculptures, and inscriptions. These subterranean burial sites served as places of worship, commemoration, and refuge for early Christians, who adorned the walls with symbols, prayers, and images reflecting their faith and beliefs. 6. Influence of Roman and Byzantine art. Early Christian art was influenced by the artistic traditions of the Roman Empire and later Byzantine culture. This influence is evident in architectural styles, artistic techniques, and the use of motifs and iconography borrowed from classical and imperial imagery. 7. Spiritual and devotional purposes. Early Christian art served not only as decorative adornments but also as powerful tools for spiritual contemplation, devotion, and communal worship. Through visual representations of sacred themes and figures, believers were able to connect with the divine and deepen their religious experience. Overall, early Christian art provides valuable insights into the beliefs, practices, and artistic expressions of the early Christian community, highlighting the profound impact of faith on artistic creativity and cultural expression during this formative period in Christian history. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey through the Book of Wisdom by Harry B. Joseph. We hope you found valuable insights in today's exploration of chapters 41, 42, and 43. Stay tuned for part 17, where we will continue our exploration of this timeless text, delving even deeper into its wisdom and uncovering more profound truths about the universe and spirituality. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on the next part of our series. Keep seeking knowledge and enlightenment, and thank you for being part of our positive community. See you in part 17.